You remember that promise? Don't pretend you don't. You remember the exact moment you made it. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. There was no audience. It was just you, alone, tired, frustrated, and quietly disappointed in yourself. That moment when you looked at your life and thought, this can't be it. Not this version of me. Not this life. Not this constant cycle of starting and stopping. Not this feeling of knowing you're capable of more and still doing nothing about it. You promised yourself you would change your life. You said it in your head. Maybe you whispered it under your breath. Maybe you said it while staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Maybe you said it after failing again, or after being ignored, or after realizing people no longer expect anything from you. That promise felt real. For a moment, you believed yourself. But let's be honest now. How many times have you made that promise? Once? Twice? 10 times? Every Monday? Every New Year? Every birthday? Every rock bottom? You promised yourself you would wake up early. You promised yourself you would stop wasting time. You promised yourself you would work harder. You promised yourself you would get disciplined. You promised yourself you would stop settling. And yet, here you are. Same habits, same excuses, same comfort zone, same fear, different day. This isn't a video to make you feel good. This is a video to make you wake up. Because deep down the truth is painful. The world didn't betray you. People didn't ruin your life. Luck didn't abandon you. You broke a promise to yourself. And the worst part, you're not even surprised anymore. You scroll past motivational videos, you save quotes, you like post about discipline and success, but when it's time to act, you delay, you negotiate, you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow has become your favorite lie, because tomorrow feels safe. Tomorrow doesn't demand effort. Tomorrow doesn't expose your fear of failing again. So you wait, and days turn into months. Months turn into years. And one day you wake up realizing time moved forward, but you didn't. You know what hurts the most? It's not that you're behind, it's that you know exactly why. You know your potential. You know what you could become if you were disciplined. You know the life you imagine when no one's watching. And every day you don't act, that gap grows wider. The gap between who you are and who you promised yourself you would be. That gap is where regret lives. You feel it when you're alone. You feel it when you see someone else winning. You feel it when your parents ask, so, what are you doing these days? You smile. You change the subject. But inside something sinks, because you know the answer. You're surviving, not building. Distracted, not focused. Busy, but not productive. You are exhausted, not from doing too much, but from doing too little of what actually matters. Let me ask you something, and don't lie. If someone else lived your life for the past year, your habits, your routine, your discipline level, would you be inspired by them? Or would you feel sorry for them? This is the moment most people quit. They feel attacked. They feel uncomfortable. They close the video. Because facing yourself is harder than staying distracted. But if you're still here, that means something inside you hasn't died yet. That voice, that quiet voice that says, I can't live like this forever. You didn't promise yourself a perfect life. You promised yourself effort. You promised yourself growth. You promised yourself courage. You promised yourself that even when it's hard, you wouldn't give up on you. And breaking that promise didn't just slow your progress. It damaged your self-trust. Now every time you say, I'll start, your mind replies, yeah, sure, that's dangerous. Because when you stop trusting yourself, discipline becomes impossible. But listen carefully now. This is not a video about guilt. Guilt keeps you stuck. Shame keeps you small. This is about responsibility. Because the moment you take responsibility, you take back power. Your past doesn't matter as much as you think. Your mistakes don't define you as much as you believe. What defines you is what you do after this moment. Right now, this moment, this breath, you are not too late. You are not broken. You're not lazy by nature. You're just undisciplined so far, and that can change. But only if this time you stop making promises you don't keep.